AI Business Brief for June 15, 2026. OpenAI launched the partner network with $150 to train 300,000 certified consultants by year-end. Anthropic's Fable 5 went dark 3 days after launch over suspected China access. Evidence still shows AI is not causing mass layoffs, even in software engineering. Here's the full breakdown of today's top AI stories for your business. AI Business Brief 2026-06-15. Next section, lead story. Next section, OpenAI bets $150 on the services gap. The constraint on AI adoption in business is no longer model capability. It's implementation. OpenAI announced the partner network this week to fill that gap, investing $150 million to build an ecosystem of systems integrators, consultants, and technology partners who can help organizations identify use cases, redesign workflows, and drive actual adoption at scale. OpenAI blog: the program launches with a tiered structure: Select, Advanced, Elite, based on sales performance, technical capability, and deployment experience. Partners can earn specializations in high-impact areas like coding agents, cybersecurity, and workflow automation. OpenAI is also piloting a forward-deployed experts program, pairing qualified partner consultants with OpenAI's internal engineering teams for complex enterprise deployments. The goal: train and certify 300,000 consultants by the end of 2026. If you run a business looking to implement AI, this matters because it signals where the real bottleneck is: the models work. What most organizations lack is the internal expertise to integrate them with existing systems, redesign processes to take advantage of them, and train teams to adopt new workflows. The partner network is OpenAI's acknowledgement that selling frontier models is not enough. You need an army of consultants who can translate capability into results. Expect pricing for these services to start high and come down as the certified consultant pool grows. Next section, tools and launches. OpenAI Partner Network training available now if you work in consulting, systems integration, or IT services. OpenAI is actively recruiting partners to join the network and access training resources. The program targets both global firms and regional specialists. Entry tier is Select, with advancement based on co-sell engagement, deployment track record, and technical certification. OpenAI blog: if you're a solo consultant or small IT shop, this is your chance to get certified ahead of the wave. The 300,000 consultant target suggests OpenAI expects enterprise demand to explode. Get trained now while the field is less crowded. Next section, industry moves. Why AI still has not replaced software engineers. Despite aggressive AI tooling, software engineering jobs remain stable. New York State added an AI disclosure checkbox to WARN Act filings in March 2025. After a full year and 160-plus layoff notices, not a single company checked the AI box. The bottleneck in software development is not typing code. It's deciding what to build, verifying it works, and maintaining deep understanding of the codebase and business context. AI speeds up implementation, but does not replace judgment, accountability, or domain expertise. Simon Willison: if you run a development team, this is reassurance that investing in AI coding tools is about productivity, not headcount reduction. Use AI to let your engineers move faster, not to replace them. The AI layoff wave is a cover story, not a cause. Tech layoffs hit 150,000 people this year at a pace of 974 per day, 44% faster than 2025. AI is the most cited reason for 3 months running. But critics argue AI is a convenient excuse for companies that overhired during the pandemic and are now correcting. Mark Andreessen called AI the silver bullet excuse for layoffs driven by mismanagement. Block CEO Jack Dorsey initially blamed AI for cutting nearly half the company, then later admitted they had overhired. Tech crunch the tension. Companies post record profits while cutting headcount, and a small group of AI insiders is becoming extraordinarily wealthy. SpaceX's IPO this week turned Elon Musk into the world's first trillionaire and minted an estimated 4,400 millionaires. Anthropic and OpenAI are both heading toward $1 trillion valuations. Meanwhile, median home prices are up 28% since 2020, mortgage rates have doubled, and health insurance premiums are rising at double the inflation rate. If you run a business, do not use AI as a scapegoat for poor planning. If you are cutting staff, be honest about why. The credibility cost of using AI as cover is growing. Anthropic's Fable 5 model shut down over suspected China access. The White House imposed export restrictions on Anthropic's Fable 5 model just 3 days after launch, reportedly driven by fears that a China-linked group had accessed it. If confirmed, this would represent a serious national security breach. The The government could attempt to reverse engineer the model through distillation, training a student AI on Fable 5 outputs to replicate its behavior. Anthropic has denied that the model can be easily jailbroken, contradicting claims from Trump advisor David Sachs. The White House has not confirmed the China Access report. The Verge Inc. Calm for business users, this is a reminder that frontier AI models are now subject to geopolitical risk. If your workflows depend on cutting-edge models, plan for the possibility of sudden access changes driven by national security concerns, not just pricing or terms of service. AI IPO wave incoming. OpenAI and Anthropic both filing. SpaceX went public this week at a $2.1 trillion market cap. Anthropic and OpenAI have both confidentially filed to go public, likely at valuations near $1 trillion each. The shift from FAANG, Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, Google, to Mango's Meta, Anthropic, Nvidia, Google, OpenAI, SpaceX, reflects a market rotation from consumer social networks toward AI labs and deep tech. Expect a busy summer of IPO filings and a stress test of how much control founders can retain in public markets. Tech crunch for investors, the AI IPO wave presents both opportunity and risk. These companies are burning cash at unprecedented rates to train models and expand infrastructure. Profitability timelines remain unclear. UK bans social media for under 16s. Targets features harmful to kids. The UK will ban social media platforms from offering services to under 16s, with the first regulations taking effect in spring 2027. The ban targets platforms like TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube, Facebook, and X. Additional restrictions will block live streaming, communication with strangers, infinite scrolling, and implement overnight curfews for minors. Prime Minister Keir Starmer said the goal is to give kids their childhood back after a series of high-profile cases linking social media to self-harm. CNBC critics argue blanket bans are ineffective and will push kids to VPNs and less regulated platforms. YouTube responded that curated, supervised experiences are safer than anonymous alternatives. For US-based businesses, watch how this plays out. If the UK model gains traction, expect similar proposals domestically. Anthropic launches Claude Core Fellowship for nonprofits. Anthropic is rolling out a $150 million fellowship program to send 1,000 tech-savvy workers into 400 nonprofit organizations to help them adopt AI. The Claude Core program targets nonprofits eager to use AI but lacking internal expertise. Fellows will work embedded in organizations to identify use cases, build workflows, and train staff. Inc. Com. If you work in the nonprofit sector, apply. This is free, expert-level AI consulting. The program is designed to accelerate adoption in organizations that cannot afford commercial consulting rates. Next section, quick wins. Write for one person. Julia Evans on effective technical writing. Instead of writing for everyone, picture one specific person and write for them. Often that person is me, but 3 years ago, or a close colleague who needs to understand what you just learned. This eliminates the paralysis of trying to appeal to too broad an audience and makes your writing clearer and more useful. Simon Willison quoting Julia Evans, if you are writing documentation, onboarding guides, or internal how-tos for AI tools you have adopted, try this. Picture the one person who will benefit most and write directly to them. Your clarity will improve immediately. Next section, Outlook. 3 patterns stand out this week. The gap between AI capability and implementation expertise is now the primary constraint on business adoption. Geopolitical risk is starting to affect access to frontier models, and the narrative that AI is causing mass layoffs does not hold up under scrutiny. If you are planning AI adoption, budget for consulting and training, not just software licenses. If you are cutting staff, be honest about the reasons. And if you depend on cutting-edge models, build contingency plans for sudden access changes driven by export controls or security concerns. That concludes today's AI Business Brief. From Carolina Clear Tech, stay smart, stay ahead.